Hey everybody, welcome to E-commerce Success by At360, the channel that makes business owners happy, productive and successful. Today it's Super Bowl 56. It's a huge event, a massive sports event, perhaps the biggest one, and with it comes a lot of craziness, including the price of ads. I was so shocked when I learned that one single ad of 30 seconds cost $6.5 million. You heard right. That's a crazy amount. But why are so many brands actually doing it? Could it be worth it? We're going to explore that question, make some calculations, very simple ones, don't worry. But we're going to see how that can actually make sense. Before that, please, if you want to help us grow the channel, put a like on the video, comment below, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. It's going to take you a moment, but it's going to make a massive difference for us to help us grow the channel and reach more people and provide value to as many business owners as possible. Thank you. This video is brought to you by At360. At360 is the easiest app to help you increase sales in Shopify. And we're going to discuss in more details at the end of the video how you can apply At360 to help you run super targeting and intelligent ads, even if you don't have a $6.5 million budget. So let's get right into the topic of the video. So when I learned that a single 30-second ad was costing $6.5 million, I couldn't believe it at first. It sounds like such a stupid amount of money, but then I was puzzled because I figured if so many brands are actually doing these ads, is it just for vanity? Is there actually a business sense behind that? Let's try and crunch a couple of numbers and see how we can understand why it could actually be a very good deal. So 6.5 million for one ad. Estimations for this year are that there would be 117 million viewers watching the Super Bowl. So at first glance, it comes down to a $55 CPM. So CPM is the cost for 1,000 impressions. To simplify, let's just say for 1,000 viewers. If you want more details about CPM and what CPM stands for and what it means, how we calculate that, please put a comment below and we can do a video to talk about this topic. So $55 CPM, so that sounds quite high. As a rule of thumb, you could imagine TV ads going from anywhere between $10 on local channels up to I've heard north of $50 on prime time, very popular shows. So it's not a crazy amount, but it's definitely super high. On the internet, we're more used to having CPM costs a few dollars, and for video maybe between $3 and $5. So it's definitely a super high price, but there might be something else to consider. This is what I've summarized as extended exposure. If you take into account all the online viewing that appears nowadays, the replays all over the place and globally, all the watch parties on all the popular streaming services, right, and all the video websites, I think it's actually getting harder and harder to pinpoint the exact number of viewers. It could actually be much higher than what people are projecting, especially if you take into consideration the global population. If you think about the viral potential on social media, that's another huge factor. And I think every brand is going to go after that. They're going to make an ad which is striking, funny, shocking, which tries to strike a chord in a way so that it gets viral. I think that's the number one goal each and every brand is going to have, because if it gets a few hundred of millions of views on social media or billions of views, if it gets hugely popular, it's going to be a very, very good deal, and this could be jackpot for the brand. Thirdly, earned media. Earned media refers to all the extra coverage that you're getting that you aren't paying for. So that's free press, all the articles, websites, blogs that are talking about your ads, that are going to analyze the ads, talk about the ads that they liked or didn't like, and sometimes bad press is still press, right? So even if people don't like your ad, maybe they're going to talk even more about it and they're going to share it more broadly. So that's also extended exposure, right? So more eyeballs are going to see your ad from this earned media that you aren't paying for. So that's an added benefit to take into account. And lastly, a fourth point, which is a bit harder to quantify, but there is a general positive sentiment in the viewership around Super Bowl. That's why brands love so much to advertise in such big events, because the crowd is euphoric, everybody's in a good vibe, they like what they're seeing. It's a family of friends gathering as well, with watch parties, and everybody's in a good mood, and so they're going to try and associate that positive vibe with how you perceive the brand. And so compared to an average TV ad where you're not entirely sure if people are actually watching the ad on their phone or in another room during the ad break, you don't really know what's happening. During Super Bowl, you for sure there is an added involvement and engagement of the audience for the ad. So that's also something that should be priced in. And the Super Bowl is a super massive event. I've read it's estimated to generate about $15 billion in benefits for the overall brand economy and all the ecosystem around it. So it's incredibly massive. So you want a bit of that, craziness to be tied and falling back on your brand. So it's extremely hard to calculate what's the actual quantitative worth of all these different elements. So as a result, I've just put out what I call a guesstimate, right, of $22 CPM instead of 45. So I estimate the true CPM is probably 2 or 3 times lower than the actual face value, the face cost, right? So if you take into account all these extra benefits, I think it's closer to $22 than it should be than 45, especially if the video gets viral on social media. And so if you compare that to average primetime TV ad costs, so not every TV ad, but primetime popular shows on major channels, it's actually 2 times cheaper. You heard me right. So even the $6.5 million ad could actually be 2 times cheaper than a regular average primetime TV ad. That's at least my guesstimate. So now you understand why people are so crazy about the Super Bowl ads and why, despite the crazy looking number, it could actually be a very good business deal. So, conclusion, is it worth it? I think it is. Definitely yes, it's worth it. On one condition though, there is a caveat. You need to be a mass market brand. Because as we said earlier, the goal is that your ad is going to be viewed by pretty much everybody, shared around, discussed. If your brand doesn't have a mass market appeal, meaning that you can sell to pretty much anybody, or that your brand is going to mean something to everybody, I think in that case it might not be worth it. If anybody can buy your product or service, then, and if you have $6.5 million in budget sitting around somewhere, then I would recommend you consider buying the next Super Bowl ad. If you don't have that budget, but even if you do, I would recommend you consider doing targeted ads, because nowadays there's amazing technology that allows you, even on TV, thanks to smart TV or connected TV, you can run TV ads that are only going to be shown to a particular audience segment. So not every viewer out there is going to view this ad, only those that you specify either in a specific geography, so specific locations, specific interests, so people that are into a specific topic, people that have been on your website before, you can retarget them, meaning showing them an ad again after they leave your website on their TV. So that's possible nowadays. And if you're wondering how to do that, I suggest you contact us, because Ad360 is a simple app which helps you manage all forms of advertising possible. So not only display and mobile ads, but also social media ads, Google, and connected TV ads. So you can manage all of that in one place. It's super easy, fully automated, and it can really help you get your business to the next level, even if you don't have $6.5 million in advertising budget. So thank you for listening to the video. Tomorrow I will give you more details about how these targeted ads actually work, and we'll explore in more details how we can make it a super powerful ad for even maybe not only 2 times cheaper, but 10 times cheaper than a regular TV ad. So how is that possible? If you're curious, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications by clicking on the little bell icon so that you get notified when I release the video tomorrow. And you'll learn how, even if you don't have Super Bowl ad type of budgets, you can do TV or video ads which are super powerful, very targeted to the right audience, and potentially 10 times cheaper. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. See you soon.